If you're already a user of the Supernote A5 or the A5X, then surely it's an absolute no-brainer to upgrade to the A5X2. However, it's not cheap, is it? So you do need to think about it objectively. I mean, how much do slightly thinner and the higher resolution really affect the day-to-day use? And Supernote themselves, they've made it quite a hard choice because they are bringing all of the software updates to the earlier platforms anyway. Supernote have no planned obsolescence, and you could therefore decide to completely skip the A5X2. And if the A5X is currently doing all you need it to do, well, there isn't much reason to upgrade. One reason might be that feel right too. And of course, there's the higher resolution. The Supernote Manta is the very best writing feel I have personally tested. One nice thing is if you're an A5X user, then you may already have a ceramic nib pen, so you won't need to actually pay quite as much as somebody who's coming to this platform for the first time. And if it was the feel right you were after, you can actually buy that separately from Supernote and attach that onto your A5X, and you'll get pretty much the same feeling. It'll still be a nice, soft, beautifully textured feeling of writing with that ceramic nib on like cartridge paper, or as I say, like canvas. And you know, really, this thing is still going strong. There's nothing that you can do on the new one that you can't on this older one. There are reasons you might wish to upgrade, okay? I did have a comment of somebody very sure that their daughter was going to get this now and going to really enjoy that still. It's not out of date. And Supernote, remember, part of their ideology, part of their philosophy is no planned obsolescence. So just remember that. This new device does not make an older one obsolete. Do not forget that, everybody. One other reason to upgrade to the X2 right now might actually be to upgrade to the X3 later, because we've heard from Supernote that they are already developing the next SoC, the X3. I wouldn't expect that to be anytime soon, so don't panic if you've just bought an A5X2. But the idea of the X3 SoC, the sort of brains of the Supernote, if you like, would be that that could just slot straight into the X2 shell, essentially. So by buying right now a Manta A5X2, you can expect to be using this device or the components of this device that you're buying right now well into the future. Do you need to upgrade from the A5X2? Yeah, I mean, need is a strong word here. You'd answer this, do you want to? I think the reasons to get that 300 ppi screen, I actually had this conversation in a comment with Ed from Organising for Change. It's the comment that I've got just here. We had this little chat about it. Would we recommend actually update this? I think he got it straight on just now. It's going to be difficult because of this cost, but actually these still fetch quite a good price in resale. And so perhaps actually if you can get £200 or £300 for your old well-loved A5X, then maybe you'll still be giving someone else a great deal and a great tablet, and you'll be making enough back to actually offset that cost and make it acceptable within your kind of ballpark for this here. Ed is talking about wanting and really looking forward to getting to know drawing on this tablet, and so am I, because I really did enjoy drawing on here. And it surprised me when I took this drawing and I found that actually I enjoyed drawing on this older tablet with the older screen, low resolution, like 227 ppi is low resolution, because of course, if you buy any sort of Android tablet, here's one, inexpensive Android tablet, then it's way down at like the hundreds of ppi really. So remember that these are all high resolution devices still. These are 300 ppi at this size is not normal. It's not, I'm looking at a monitor which is much lower resolution than that in terms of, per inch. At 227 ppi is perfectly good. But yeah, Ed is looking forward to learning to draw on here. And I think that's it. I think actually this is such a nice screen, and he's obviously got it in his hand and thinking, I love this. And I really just want to enjoy drawing on it. I really want to get to know the thing itself and actually take pleasure in digital paper, and I think that's a really good thing there. If you're wanting to upgrade, it might well be for that, slightly faster latency. Then maybe actually the thinness is something that you might want to upgrade for. So this is a incredibly thin device compared to the older one. There's a debate here with Supernote because they do seem to be developing both their software and their hardware in these slow, meticulous steps, taking feedback from the community as they go. And they don't take any of that feedback lightly, they really do listen. And I've talked about them agonizing over these pen loops because there is something that gets discussed quite a lot on Reddit forums, for instance, these tiny, minute details of the device. But that has meant that the Supernote has not disappointed in any way, shape or form. It is what they promised. And if they take their time to get it right, does that mean that this is a device that you're going to be loving and use for an entire decade? The X3 chip could bring even better performance. It could allow it to do things that you can do on the Boox, for instance, the Super Refresh where it clears out ghosting readily without having to do a manual refresh. It might be better for using Android apps, for instance, and allow you to have different screen modes. But these are all might-be's, as are the impending, or rather the future release of an A4 device from Supernote, and wouldn't that be brilliant? So perhaps it might be better if you're an owner of an A5X to think about your future with Supernote involving that device, the A5X, still working, still being your note taker at that size, but also augmenting that with either the smaller A6X2, which might also in future be able to accept the X3 chip, or the A4 device, which will allow you to have a really powerful canvas for writing and keeping notes and reading on your desk. Roll on Supernote though, because they have developed something really special here and they're continuing to improve it. I took those shots and shared them on my community because I just saw this on my desk and was just thinking, I really want to sit down and write, you know, and actually, if that money all of a sudden isn't so much, is it, if it makes you want to write every day. You know, and if you're someone, I don't know, a writer with creative block and you want to go through the kind of artist way and do morning pages to get your head back in the zone, then yeah, just there's nothing wrong with buying something that makes you get back into the groove. You know, just be honest with yourself. It's probably not the device that's stopping you from doing it. It's probably not what you have that's stopping you from getting into the groove of your creativity, but maybe sometimes buying something new can give you that new interest and give you that new, oh yeah, I quite enjoy doing that thing, and then you rekindle your love of whatever it is that you do. And my friend Jacob once, I was talking about a new camera, and I felt a bit embarrassed because he's a pro and, you know, like talking to him about gears, like, you know, cameras are just tools. But he said, well, no, whatever gets you outside taking pictures, you know, if you're buying something gets you out carrying your camera and taking pictures, then that's worth it, isn't it? So nothing wrong at all with going with that.